Hi everyone, this is an overview of the optional report writer. The report writer exists to take the work information in the working papers and transfer that to a report. Our optional report writer has 2 or 3 different templates that you can use that have standards-based boilerplate language in there. You can also create your own templates from the reports that you have done in the past. In fact, I highly recommend that that's what you do, so you get your signature, you get your style, you get the way you want to do things inside of the report. If you're new to the business, feel free to use our templates. The easiest way, well, before we start there, we have to start with the analysis file before we can create a new report. Inside of the analysis file, you want to go to the conclusion of value, and you want to set up the options down here whether you're going to pull that language forward. So each method is described inside of our templates. It's called optional content. If I'm choosing to use a capitalized cash flow method, it will pull that forward. If I'm going to use an adjusted book value method, I'll pull that forward. If I'm not going to use a discounted cash flow method, I can say that in the rejected area by putting a 2 by it, or I can just have it not discussed at all. The important part is that you set these 1s, 2s, and 3s before you create a report. The other thing that has to happen is that before you use a particular method, you need to go in and set the assumptions for that particular method. So if I'm going to use the capitalization of cash flows, I go to the assumptions and I set all of those. For instance, Duff & Phelps CRSP data, the Duff & Phelps decile information. If I want to discuss that, I need to pull those paragraphs forward, and it's triggered off of the assumptions that are set here. So it's important to know that the source information is coming from the analysis sheet. The target information is going to the report writer. There are 3 ways to create a report. The first way is to go to the home screen, click Start New Report, click on this item here, and I will get the dialog box that comes along with starting a new report. The second way is to go to the analysis, go to Tools, Create Report. The most common way is to go to the report writer screen and either select New Report or drop the menu item down and say New Report. At this point, it's going to bring up the dialog box with the different templates in place. I'm going to choose 5960. At this point, it's going to ask me to save my report document, and it's a Microsoft Word file, so it's going to save it to the default directory for Word documents, but I can choose my Explorer up here and put it into any file folder I would like. At this point, it's going to go out to the template, load it up into the system, and then copy forward those optional paragraphs that I've set up in the analysis file. And then the next step is that it's going to go in and update the links. In fact, it is the updating links or the updating commands that is the power behind the report writer. Information that's in your working papers is copied into the Word document, into the Word report that you're trying to produce as your final work product. Let's go through first let me go through a couple of tips. The first tip is that our reports are based off of Microsoft Styles. If you don't understand Styles, go out to Google or go out to YouTube and see how the styles are set up. So if I have a heading in here, like executive summary, that's going to show up as heading 1. That heading can be used to develop the table of contents and to develop footers and items like that. So if you don't understand styles, make sure you go out and learn about styles. The second thing that you need to understand about our reports is that the ranges are brought over as pictures. You can bring them over as Word tables, but it's going to be a lot easier to bring things over as a picture. Sometimes these pictures will be brought in and they go off the edge of the paper. If that happens, you simply grab the corner and you draw it into the middle and it'll make the picture smaller. You need to format the picture so that it's in line with text. If you have it behind or wrapped around the text, sometimes it gets a little lost inside of there. You can still do that, but wait till the end. Wait till you're doing your final editing to put your report together. In these stages here, you want to put it in line with text so that as it updates the commands, it will erase and replace things. Let me go back to the beginning of the document here and show you what's going on. There are two pieces here. There are helper text pieces, and then there's these little blue chevron pieces. The helper text is simply yellow highlighted text that's formatted as hidden. What that means is it will not print. It'll show up on the display, but it will not print. And the helper text can help you understand where information is coming from and what a particular section of the report is for. To get rid of it, you go to Tools, Remove All Helper Text. That will delete the helper text from the report. If I go to View and turn off the helper text by toggling that check mark, the helper text will disappear. That leaves us with the commands. The commands inside of here are what tells us that go back to the analysis file and copy this particular cell forward, copy this particular range forward, or copy this particular graph or chart forward. I suggest you look at linking to the analysis to see how to do that. That is the major functionality of the report writer. When you get all done with the report, you go to View and you toggle those commands off, and now you can print your document. Let's talk about the menu items inside of the report writer. When I drop report down, we can open a new report or a new template. I suggest you look at the how to create a new template. That is really where you want to end up at. I can open a report or template. I can close the report. I can do a save, or I can do a save as. In fact, the save as is the easiest way to create a template. Here again, look at the Creating Templates video. Page Setup will launch the Microsoft Word dialog box for a page setup, and Print will allow you to print the report from our framework. This over here is the MRU, the most recently used list, and I can go into log out and change password inside of my product. The edit command. The edit command has a paste link to report. It is only active when you've gone to the analysis file or gone to the external workbooks file and selected a cell or range or charts to paste into the report. The update commands is the icon that you use to update all of those links back into the analysis file. When you press it, all of the links will get updated. You can use the edit command box over here if you want to edit a single command, and I suggest you look at the video for editing commands. The other items inside of here are previous command and next command. If I click on that, I will go to the next command inside of the document. Let me turn my chevrons back on here. And if I go to edit next command, it will take me to the next link. And if I go to edit previous command, it will take me back. If I have focus on a command and I press the edit go to link data, it will take me back into the analysis file and tell me what cell is being pulled forward. I can then look at that cell inside of the analysis file and push it to the proper schedule, or I can format it correctly inside of here. The delete will delete out the command. You can also, if you highlight over the top of both chevrons, you have to have a left chevron for every right. But if I highlight over the top of those, I can press delete and that will delete the command. I can also do it en masse. So if I highlight a particular paragraph and hit delete, all of those commands would be deleted. The edit insert file command is only available inside of the template mode. And what happens is it's a copy, paste, keep source formatting. So if you have a CV out there that you're trying to bring in every time that you create a file, you can link that CV into the insert file command. But realize that the formatting is going to get changed into the formatting of the report. The view command. The view command is important because we can turn the command lines on and off, turn those chevrons on and off, turn our helper text on and off, and get to our navigator. If we don't want to see the navigator, we can turn it off. We can put our navigator back on and see it there. We also have the Snap To features, so you can arrange windows full. Sometimes the Word window will get a little out of whack and you won't be sure which Word window is up, and you just go to View, Arrange Windows Full. That's the same icon that's over here on this side. The tools options will allow you to put spaces before or after links, and you can also remove all helper text. The tools manage workbooks is important because this is the dialog box where you get to say, here's the analysis file, or here's the external workbook that's being brought into this link. Now realize that you can have more than one workbook linked up to a single report. Let's say that you have an external workbook for IBA market data and you're trying to bring in the scatter plots from the data that's available on the website. That would be a second workbook that you bring into the workbook space and link into it. And you would have a number 2 here, and you could change or replace that particular item. Item meaning workbook or source of data. And of course the help menu is the same. You get to the help contents and the online technical support, which will launch a browser window so that we can connect to your computer over the internet. The icons are pretty much the same. The save icon will save what's in the working space. The double save icon will save anything that's open in any workspace. The print will print what's inside of your document window. And the paste link will be active when you've copied a command link to it. The update links will update all of the commands, and we went through the next command and go to link data. This is a Microsoft Word document, and I should say that anything that you can do inside of Microsoft Word, you can do inside of our product. Some of the Word ribbon menus are not available to you. If I go to File and I try to press Save, it should not be available to me. I bounce back. That's because we want you to use the framework Save button, and that way there we can keep the source of the data and the target of the data linked up together. Other commands are available. So let's say that I wanted to go to insert and I want to insert today's date. I can come over here and say insert today's date, and it will insert that particular item for me. So some of them are available, some of them are not. I can certainly open this document inside of Word and use all of the native commands that are inside of Word at that point in time. Keep in mind that the chevrons here are the RW command style, and if you're in native Word and you edit those particular commands, they may not be able to link up to the source file, link up to the analysis file, and bring data across. That covers the Report Writer